Hello and welcome to Management Guru. In this lecture, we will learn about scientific management theory. Scientific management theory was given by F.W. Taylor. F.W. Taylor was an American engineer who sought to improve industrial efficiency. Throughout his career, Taylor has observed that there was excessive inefficiency in management and functioning of industrial enterprise. In fact, the primary blame of this inefficient functioning of industrial enterprise was put by Taylor on management. Therefore, he came out with this new concept of management called scientific management. Scientific management involved application of scientific approach to managerial decision making and then discarding all unscientific approaches such as rule of thumb, hit and miss approach, trial and error method, etc. Here, managerial decision making is process of collection of data, then analysis of data, and then take decision accordingly. F.W. Taylor has defined scientific management as it consists in knowing what you want meant to do exactly and then seeing to it that they do it in best and cheapest way. Henry Fayol has given 7 principles of scientific management. First one is science, not rule of thumb. It means the basic principle of scientific management is adoption of scientific approach to managerial decision making and a complete discard of unscientific approaches. As we have discussed earlier, like rule of thumb, hit and miss approach, trial and error method, etc. Second principle is harmony, not discord. Harmony refers to unity of action, while discard refers to difference in approaches. Third principle is cooperation, not individualism. Cooperation refers to working on the part of people towards attainment of group objective while considering their individual objective as subordinate to general interest. Fourth principle is maximum production in place of restricted production. In Taylor's view, the most dangerous evil of industrial system was deliberate restriction of output. As a mean of promoting the prosperity of workers, management and society, this principle of scientific management emphasizes on maximum production instead of deliberate restricting the production. Fifth principle is development of each person to the greatest of its capabilities. Management must endeavor to develop people to the greatest of its capabilities to ensure maximum prosperity for both employees and as well as for employers. Sixth principle is a more equal division of responsibility between management and worker. The principle of scientific management recommend a separation of planning from execution work. According to this principle, management must concern with planning of work and workers with the execution of plan. Seven and last principle is mental revolution on the part of management and worker. According to Taylor, scientific management in its essence involve a complete mental revolution on the part of both sides of industries, workers and management both. In fact, this principle of scientific management is the most fundamental one ensuring success of it. It is likely the foundation on which building of scientific management must erected. Let's move ahead and talk about approaches of scientific management. First approach of scientific management is determination of fair day tasks for each worker. Through scientific method, including best way of doing a job for determining fair day tasks for each worker. Taylor recommend the use of scientific method involving the conduct of following 3 type of work studies. Example, time study, motion study, fatigue study. Time study measures how much time required for completion of a work for a qualified worker, whereas motion study measures systematic way of determining the best method of doing the job. Fatigue study is done to understand how fatigue or tiredness of workers affect productivity, and how to overcome it. Second approach of scientific management is scientific selection and training of worker. This aspect of scientific management, it is in fact staffing angle of it. The worker under scientific management must be properly selected by and adhering to carefully designed selection procedure. Further, selected workers must be imparted training in best method of performing a job. Third approach is standardization of raw material, tools and working condition. By standardization, Taylor implies two type of standardization. First one is raw material, tools, machines and other facilities of work must be of good quality so that the quality of production is reasonable. And another variety of standardization which Taylor refer is to uniformity in providing work facilities and work conditions to all workers doing a similar type of job. Moving to next approach, which is fourth one, functional foremanship. In Taylor's view, instead of single foreman performing all aspect of the foremanship task, there must be a number of foremen each concerned with only a particular aspect of foremanship. Each foreman having being a specialist in performance of his role is a functional foreman. Hence, nomenclature of scheme as functional foremanship is used here. In context of the scheme of functional foremanship, Taylor compare worker with student in a classroom where a student is imparted teaching in a particular subject by a specialized teacher of that subject instead of single teacher teaches all subject to to students. In a scheme of functional foremanship recommended by Taylor, there is a provision of 8 foremen in following type. First one is route clerk who would lay down the route of raw materials from raw material stage to finished product good. Second one is instruction card clerk who would determine the detailed instruction for handling a job and prepare a card containing each instructions. Third one is time and cost clerk who would record time taken by a worker in completing a job and would also compile cost of doing that job. Fourth one is shop discrimination, the shop disciplinarian. The shop disciplinarian would look after maintenance of discipline in workshop and deal with cases of absenteeism, misbehavior and other aspect of indiscipline. Fifth category of functional foreman is gang boss. Gang boss is supervisor who would see that all facilities are made available to workers and they start their work as per instruction or not. Sixth one is a speed boss. A speed boss is a foreman who determine the optimum speed at which machines are to be operated so that both overspeed and underspeed of machines are avoided. In this way, less depreciation is caused to machines. Industrial accidents are averted and the quality of production is also maintained. Seven type of functional foreman is repair boss who look after and take care the repairs of and maintenance of machines. Eighth is inspector who inspect quality of production. Last and fifth approach of scientific management is differential price rate system or differential wage payment system. The inherent feature of this scheme are a standard output for each worker is determined in advance through scientific work study and two rates of wage payment are established. First one is higher rate as per unit of output, second one is lower rate as per unit of output. And the worker who produce standard output or exceed the standard are paid higher rate, whereas the worker who are unable to come up to the standard are paid according to lower rate for all the unit produced by them. Here, merits of scientific management, that is more production, higher profits, job satisfaction, personality development, higher standard of living, which we have discussed earlier. Now come to criticism of scientific management. First one is unsuitable for small employers. It is unsuitable for small employers as it is too costly to afford techniques like time and motion studies or introduction of managerial specialization, etc. Second one is unemployment. Scientific management lead to unemployment of workers, especially when mechanical devices are introduced to replace manual labors. Third one is retarding human development. According to psychologists, scientific management aim efficiency at the cost of initiatives. It totally take away initiative from workers. In fact, under scientific management, workers are reduced to status of machines, totally deprived from thinking function. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good day ahead.